actually in the playoffs. The Eagles, Niners, Chiefs, and Bengals have had some of the top offenses in the league this season. The Eagles had the most points per game and yards per game in the NFC, while the Chiefs lead the entire NFL in both categories. Stephen A., which of the four remaining offenses would you take?
The Cincinnati Bengals. I just think the way that Joe Burrow is throwing the football, combined with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and some other weapons, that, including Mixon, that have been at his disposal, I just think he's elevating his level of play, and he's the boogeyman right now. Burrow is the boogeyman. He took out Josh Allen with no problem whatsoever. Dick seemed completely unfazed, and he seems to be having a contagious effect on the rest of the team. Cincinnati is my answer to that question.
Mina?
It's the Eagles for me. Look, with Patrick Mahomes hurt, Joe Burrow is playing quarterback the best of any of the quarterbacks in the NFL right now. But we are a week removed from this offense putting up just 17 offensive points on the Baltimore Ravens, a sneak away from getting upset. Whereas Philadelphia reminded us of how dominant they are, how few answers there are. If you go after Jalen Hurts with the keeper, he'll give it to Miles Sanders. If you drop a safety into the box, he'll throw to their excellent wide receivers. They also have Dallas Goedert in the mix. And most importantly, and this is something I always forget until the playoffs time, they have the best offensive line in football. And we don't talk about that enough when we talk about offenses, but the offensive line is a part of the offense, and they are stealing souls.
Everything Mina said and then some. Every single thing Mina said I was going to say, starting with the offensive line. Wow. If you look at Cincinnati's offensive line, we don't know what that's getting ready to be. Yeah, they went up against a Buffalo team with zero pass rush. Let's see what they look like against Kansas City. It has a decent defense with Jones in the middle. So let's see what that is. And then when you talk about the skill position players for the Eagles, second to none. Now, Stephen A., if Burrow's the boogeyman, then what the hell is Jalen Hurts?
Well, listen, I'm not saying I don't view Jalen Hurts that way. I mean, Jalen Hurts is a big-time player. He's the most improved player. I get all of that. But the Eagles have been a complete team. Their running game, their passing attack, their defense.
Cincinnati doesn't have a running game with Joe Mixon?
I'm saying they do have a running game and they have a defense. I'm just saying that Joe Burrow is throwing the ball on a level
favorite, Graz. Yeah. I don't know why you put your head.
And look, Burrow got knocked out with an injury in his rookie year. So every year that he's been healthy, here they've been. Speaking of Burrow, we had Dan Orlovsky in here yesterday, as we do every Monday, and he had some pretty strong words about what he's seeing in Burrow. Here's what he said.
Joe Burrow's the best quarterback in football. Okay. Now, let me be very clear with what I'm saying, okay? Chiefs fans. Patrick Mahomes, best player. He's the most talented player in the NFL, and he's the most dynamic weapon. Joe Burrow's the best quarterback in football. When it comes to quarterbacking, when it comes to understanding play calls, when it comes to understanding what you have to do with the football, when it comes to understanding what the defense is, when it comes to understanding pocket manipulation, when it comes to timing and rhythm and accuracy and ball play, Joe Burrow's the best. He's the standard right now.
So this Graziano, we may have lost Dan Graziano. Why does this distinction, it seems to bother you? Nick, why does it bother you? Why do you not like this?
It's not that I don't like it. No, it's Monday. You got to come with a hot take and get it going. But, like, you're parsing these ridiculous things in order to give Joe Burrow a title that he does not necessarily deserve. I get it. He had a great weekend. He's had a great career so far, and you want to say something definitively great about him. So you say that Patrick Mahomes is the best player in football, who also has to be a quarterback, but Joe Burrow is the best quarterback at quarterbacking?
Right. I mean,
what are we doing here?
Right. Joe Burrow is the best quarterback. Patrick Mahomes is the best player. Oh, what position does Patrick play? Quarterback. Oh, okay.
And yeah, it's okay to say Joe Burrow is incredible, but he's not quite Patrick Mahomes, because that's what Dan's saying there.
I would sit there and say, like, there's no bigger fan of Joe Burrow than me, but obviously there is, and it's Orlovsky. But look, I mean, the point he's making is he's playing the quarterback position. He's absolutely right. The guy is absolutely dominating. He's doing everything. Patrick Mahomes is the best player I've ever seen. And it's that simple.
I actually agree with Dan from this standpoint. He really reminds me of a young Tom Brady. You go back to that first touchdown to Jamar Chase, he was uncovered, and Tom Brady would rip your heart out if you drop coverage for a nanosecond.
You don't have to do this, Mike. You don't have to.
I understand it.
You don't have to do this.
I understand.
I promise you, you don't have to compare him to Tom Brady. No one's making you.
But my eyes are telling. But my eyes are telling. Yes, he got his accuracy,
Mike,
his anticipation.
Tom Brady got 7 Super Bowls, Mike. What are we talking about?
He's 45 years old.
What are we talking about?
Joe Burrow is awfully young. Marcus, Oh, my goodness, we've lost Marcus.
Don't kill Marcus. I love Marcus.
Mr.
Don't kill him with your bad takes.
That's your guy, by the way, Dan Orlovsky. Every single afternoon, NFL Live, you guys are out there having these conversations. What do you think of what he said?
That's your guy, Swagoo.
Wins and losses matter, okay? And the reason why I said what I just said about the potential of Joe Burrow becoming the guy, because this will be now 4, okay? And when I say the guy, I mean the guy that is going to win championships. It has nothing to do with him being the best quarterback. Y'all, this is a simple barbershop conversation, and y'all know I love to put when we on TV in context of the barbershop. That's how I do TV. Okay, I do TV like I did, talking to my uncles and my daddy and all of the dudes in the barbershop who all think they right and most of them wrong, and it's the one dude that make all the damn sense in the barbershop. If you ever been to a black barbershop in the hood, that's what happens. A lot of screaming and shouting, and then one of the OGs walk in, he say 3 words, and everybody know he right. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL. All right, now we could end it at that. All right, but I'll go a step further. Because I think the world of Joe Burrow. Y'all know my affinity for Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow delivered a national championship, the best team ever at Louisiana State University. He is the guy that I think will be in competition with Mahomes to win Super Bowls based on how he's currently constructed. Do y'all know if Patrick Mahomes had Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd, he would throw for 7,000 yards a season? Are we seriously having this conversation? Look, Joe Burrow is phenomenal. All right, Joe Burrow is the guy that's making that thing go in Cincinnati. But let's not act like Patrick Mahomes ain't been the guy making the thing go in Kansas City. Let's not act like we haven't watched the first 6 years of his career be the best first 6 years that we've ever seen a quarterback play individually at the level he's played at. Patrick Mahomes had Tyreek Hill, and he also had Travis Kelce, and threw 50 touchdowns, was a league MVP, and won a Super Bowl already. What are we talking about? I get it. Listen again, Joe Burrow is phenomenal. This is not to throw shade at Joe Burrow. Patrick Mahomes, with those weapons that he had, that Joe Burrow has in Cincinnati, y'all, I truly believe this, and I could be absolutely wrong. I believe if Patrick Mahomes had those guys that Joe Burrow is afforded to be able to throw the football to, he would throw for 7,000 yards in the season. I do believe that. Okay, so I get it, and I understand it, and it's a great conversation to have, and Joe Burrow deserves a lot of credit for going on the road and beating these guys, because we compare quarterbacks, even though they playing the defenses.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback in the NFL.
The only thing I'll say is Joe Burrow arrived at the most woebegone franchise in the sport, and almost immediately we've decided they're unfairly good. Like, he's got so much help around him that if other people were in that situation, they would succeed. Joe Burrow has completely changed an entire NFL franchise. 100%. I'm not suggesting he's a better player than Patrick Mahomes, but I fully understand. I fully think it's a conversation that is worth having. In the meantime, as we continue, does Jerry Jones need to make a dramatic move to shake things up in Dallas? Should he consider a huge coaching change? We'll talk about that as we continue. And here we go with Sneaky Hembo for Graziano, who is different tone. Today it could become zero socks given.
Yes.
We have special socks.
We do have special socks. They're a gift.
Okay.
Quality gift from my man Suave, our producer.
Zero Fox.
Look at the athletic ankles
with the socks. Okay, let's roll.
All right, so first up, Micah Parsons. Like, I feel like he talks and plays the same way, like he does not give a damn. In the play that we all appreciated this weekend, that we all saw over and over again, it's not the pressure, it's the power. That is a large man. Micah Parsons also a large man, but not as big as McGlinchey. Look at that. That is incredible. Reggie White hump move. In case you guys, you don't see this in the NFL anymore. I don't know if it's because O linemen are bigger or D linemen are not as strong, but Micah Parsons, let's not forget, he was an off-the-ball linebacker at one point, and now he is turning people laterally.
Next, Zeke.
My next play is Zeke. It's from the same game. And I'm not sure if Zeke gave zero foxes or if it was that coaching staff that did not care about Zeke. Why are we playing flag football, putting Zeke as no? Don't. And then, oh gosh, this was an unfortunate but appropriate way to end the game. Watching Zeke get plowed over the way, frankly, the Cowboys offense was for much of that day. And that's unfair to do to Zeke. Why you pay him all that money to just get embarrassed like this on this particular play?
That was one of the worst last-ditch efforts.
Yeah, that was so sad.